You're listening to the best local sports show. Boots, Bats and Balls on Six Towns Radio.
Chills Bar, Bearsley, sponsors of Port Vale content on Six Towns Radio.
Right, Tom, looking forward to some league action this weekend.
Yeah, it's great going on a cup run, but we've been doing well in the league. So when you're going well in the league and you're having some decent results, it's nice to get back on it and carry on where we left off.
Yeah, of course. You just mentioned the FA Cup. Salisbury last Friday. Vale took the lead. They got back in it and then sat on it a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, I know it's hard for a team coming from a couple of leagues below, but certainly when they got the equaliser, they were on top. So they turned around and sat back. They got the equalisers and tried time waste a little bit, and I think that played into our hands really. They were certainly coming into the game for a good 10-minute spell, and I think them sitting back off us and sitting behind the ball, helped us to go on to win the game. Yeah,
then Rob Taylor assisted you assisted him. It was a good way to end the match, you know what I mean, and release the pressure, because everyone was thinking, what's going to go on here? You don't want to go into a replay.
Well, it's, cup games are never easy, it's their cup final. They're playing against a team a couple of leagues above, and people stand there and expect you to win 5 and 6-0, but it's hard, they work so hard, and we knew our fitness would hopefully kick in later on in the game. It's always nice to be 2 or 3-0 up and home and dry after an hour, but that wasn't the case. But they got their equaliser, and I think they were tiring. They were giving the ball away quite cheaply in the end, and like I say, when you've got players like Rob and Willow coming on with the pace, I think it ground them down, and it went on to win us the game. Yeah,
and then Plymouth in the next round, you found out on Sunday. What were your feelings when that come out of the bag?
We were on a Christmas do actually in Leeds, and we were all up, and at the time all the big sides were still in, so Stoke had gone out before us, so I was a bit disappointed with that. So yeah, you wanted one of the big ones, but at the same time, if you don't get a big side, then you want a side that you can hopefully go on and beat. The last thing you want in the third round's a championship club away. It's a tough fixture. You want one of the big ones where you can have a great atmosphere, or a side that you can progress through the league and through the cup. And we've got a draw that we're hopeful we can get as names in the hat for the fourth round.
Yeah, I think a money spinning tie would be really beneficial to Port Vale at the moment, so potentially getting in the fourth round for the first time in 8 years or whatever would be good as well.
Yeah, I think over the money worries we've had over the last few years, I think it'd be nice for Norman to have some funds back to splash wherever he needs putting the money putting into the club. It's not, money don't grow on trees, and although Norman's done great for the club, I'm sure he'd like us to go on a cup run and get some funds back into the club that he can use wisely and put into other things. So I think not just for Norman, but I think for the players as well. It's been a while since we've had a decent cup run, and like you say, when you're into the third and hopefully getting into the fourth round, that's when the big ties come.
Yeah, you think home tie, that's fair enough, at least it'd be a bit more money. And then you think Plymouth, the furthest, one of the furthest away, they're not going to bring many up if it's a Friday night, are they? So it's not going to be a great case.
To be honest, in fixtures like that, it's not really a problem. It's like you say, the big ties are the one you want. The home tie is certainly a lot better than Plymouth away.
You remember playing Plymouth about a year ago.
We won 3-1 down there, but it's never nice. It's stopping over and 6 hours coming back, and it's a nightmare trip. So hopefully we don't lose or go into a replay and have to go back down there. It'd be nice if we can get through the tie and like I say, be in the out for the fourth round.
Finally, just go back to the league. You know, you scored against Walsall. Great finish as well against Walsall. You must be really proud about that. Coming back into the league, a home game. Stevenage, you know, they're down the bottom ends of the table. They've only won a handful of times. Have you had them on your radar?
Stevenage were a tough side.
Yeah.
You know, they're a hard-working side that, you know, they've got a manager that knows what he wants from the players and knows what he expects of them. And, you know, I remember a couple of years ago we played them here and killed the game. We lost 2-0, I think, or 1-0, and they spent the whole game, even after 5 minutes at 0-0, they were time wasting and players going down injured. You know, they're just an horrible side to play against, and, you know, just because they're down there, people will expect us to win the game. But it's not going to be easy, like I say. You struggle to get a tempo against sides like that kill the game off and time waste, and if anything, it just frustrates you. So, you know, we'll have to be bigger than that. We'll have to expect what they're going to bring, and, you know, hopefully it'll be enough for 3 points. Yeah,
and Vale could go 6 if all the results go against them. It'd be good for going to Christmas with that sort of league position.
Well, obviously, you know, you want to be as high as you can, but at the same time, the league's not won in December. We've got 3 or 4 games coming up that are all very winnable, and if we play how we can, you know, hopefully we can go into the new year in with a real chance. And, you know, I always said from the start of the season, once you turn Christmas and the new year, you can see where you are on the table and, you know what you've got to do. And, you know, like I say, if we can turn it for the new year and we're in the top 7 or 8, then we've got a real good chance of kicking forward.
Cheers, Tom. Thanks for that, mate.
No problem.